Alright, what's up guys? I'm doing the trade review today, the October 7th, and obviously today was a bloodbath, right? And so let's just talk about this. So yesterday we entered RIVN, which was relatively strong, ended as, somewhat of a mini hammer, a little small wick to the upside, but we tested lower, ended up going higher. And this was an inside bar here, and so a lot of times you often see continuation to the upside. Well, that was the complete opposite today, as we know. So if we look at the chart, as we can see here for Rivian, there was a gap down due to the bad job report, and at the time it wasn't too bad, right? 1% or so, maybe 1.5%, and then just as you can see, there's really no words. We just tanked, right? These are my support levels I had, and so I looked at the 2-minute chart here, and I actually took an ad around this 34.8 level, or no, maybe it was even this actually these levels aren't correct, I don't think. Hold on. Yeah, these levels are slightly off. I guess I gotta change that. Yeah, there we go. So let me go back here. So yes, so the 65.36 level is the area I was looking at. As you can see, there was at one point this 2-minute closed slightly below, but then this 2-minute looked like it was going to close above. And then we ended up, forming a little bearish type of 2-minute here, and then ultimately flush down here. And this doesn't look like a big move, but for Rivian it's about 1.5%. And at this point the market was just kind of tanking, right? And it was already down pretty large, and so I didn't want to. My rule of thumb is usually I like to give it an hour. I like to give it an hour to see what happens, because oftentimes we'll spike down in the morning and we'll have a rise up, right? And especially because this was a name that was very, very strong. So I wanted to give it the opportunity to potentially fail to go lower again and go higher. But as you can see, this was definitely not the case. Rivian from the top to near the bottom here dropped about 10%, which is really crazy considering how strong it was yesterday. And so, really there's nothing much we could have done here. Could we have closed right at the open? Sure, maybe we could have done that. But it's just kind of like blackjack. It's like, you either hit on a 16 going into a face card, or you stay. And so you kind of got to do the same thing every time. So for me, whenever we have some funky action, I always wait an hour, whatever it may be, right? And the only thing that really saves us here is that we can control what we can control, and what we controlled in this case was our sizing, right? We actually only took a half size position here, and I had a small ad, nothing too crazy, so about a 3/4 size position, not a full position size. Still hurt nonetheless, but it was more like the equivalent of like a 40% L, which still wasn't pretty, but listen, we're gonna have trades like this, and unfortunately this is not, or I should say fortunately, these aren't common. And so when they do happen, you kind of just have to tip your cap, right, and do the best you can as far as controlling that. Next trade we took was coin. Nothing too crazy in here, we actually did bounce and we got over our entry price, and we were basically just losing due to theta. At this point, we were about break even, and I was looking for a continued move higher to 71s and up towards 73s. But ultimately we fizzled out here, and theta just kind of killed us. So if we stopped out at this level, it would have been like a 40% loss probably. I was just lotto size, so I sold some and then just held on to dear life for the rest. Ended up not really doing much, so that was pretty much coin, really a non-contest for me. And then I also had DraftKings in the morning, which I signaled on voice. I wasn't really able to type it because it moved so quickly. This actually was a 120% gainer. Was not able to signal that, unfortunately. But going cash into this weekend, feeling good about that. And I will reset on Monday with you guys. So I'll catch you then. Bye.